How's it going, guys? Gary Patton here again with sorry. How's it going, everyone? Gary Patton here from Team MVP. I had talked about starting a segment, kind of showcasing different molds and how they complement each other and why they've gotten my bag. So this is going to be my first segment called MVP Minute. I'm going to take about a minute per mold here. I wanted to try to keep it to a minute overall, but it's just not going to happen. I ramble on too much, and yeah, it's just easy to talk about disc golf. So today I'm going to talk about my fairway drivers. So first I have the shock, then I have the volt, and the drift. So in my opinion here, the shock is, I'd call it a stable to slightly overstable fairway driver. And the volt would just be flat out stable. And then the drift is stable to understable. So what I'm doing with these shots, the shock here, I spin a lot and I throw nose down. So that helps keep the shock here really straight for a long time and sells a little bit of a fade at the end. But I mean, in some cases, if you figure out that right arm speed, this shock can go pretty much dead straight. But keep in mind, you're gonna have to throw with higher arm percentage or power, and it's gonna make your shot have a tendency to be, depending on if you throw harder to hit tighter lines or if you're a person that just throws smoother. So if you're a person that throws harder to hit tight lines, the shock would be a good disc for you. And then if you're a person that would throw a little bit softer and you want the disc to kind of do the work for you instead of your arm, the volt complements the shock very nicely. I remember at the end of the year I played a fun tournament and I threw the volt twice and I had never thrown it before, and I literally looked at the numbers on it. I was like, okay, 8.5, negative 0.52. And what I wanted was about a 360-foot shot, slight turnover. I just needed to kind of thread a gap and then come back to straight. And I nailed it both rounds with the volt. And that's never have throwing it before, and that was awesome. And the shock was put in my hand, and it was the first disc I tried, and I played an entire round at a local course with it, and I was just super impressed by the flight. I mean, anything, 300 feet to 425, maybe more if I pushed it, but, it's just a great disc. And then the drift here complements the volt pretty well. So if I want something to hold over to the right more, and just kind of stay right, maybe a little bit towards straight. So maybe you're finishing about 1 o'clock, not as far as like 2 or 3 o'clock, right? So, and that's with moderate arm speed. Anybody could turn this disc over. It's fantastic for beginners. And don't shy away from the drift or the volt if you're just starting out and you want something neutral, easy to throw. And like I said, if you're a little more advanced, the shock is great. I've probably thrown the shock off the tee for, it's probably 30% of my total tee shots I've thrown since switching my bag. And if you think about it, that's a big number. So the shock is great. But yeah, so this is the first installment here of this MVP Minute. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you. I love teaching disc golf, and I love spreading just knowledge, about the sport that I love. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.